Hello and welcome to the second race of the round of 16 of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs here, 200 subscriber special season at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. For our second to last super speedway race of the season, Christopher Bell and Martin Truex Jr. will start on the front row with Blaney, Reddick behind them, and then Larson, Wallace, Elliott, McDowell, Hamlin, Kyle Busch top as we are green and underway here at Atlanta. Christopher Bell and Martin Truex now going to go and battle for the race lead, trying both to lock themselves into the round of 12 as our first race at Darlington. Joey Logano, a non-playoff driver, won the race as everyone continues to jockey for position throughout the field. It is some tight battles. They're trying to avoid wrecking here, but the way they go 3 and 4 wide these super speedways, it is unpredictable what's going to happen. But Christopher Bell for now takes the lead, but a big around the inside lane from the 9 of Chase Elliott. Here comes Elliott to the inside lane. Chase Elliott is going to power on the inside lane to try to go and take the lead from Christopher Bell as they continue to push the limits here of 3 and 4 wide, even making some contact. Your Truex stuffs it in the wall. The 19 in the wall now, losing positions, really running it up in the fence there. Lucky he did not get involved in an accident as everyone continues to race hard for position. There is Kyle Busch in the 18, Joey Logano in the 22 on the inside. Now Tyler Reddick is up in the wall up there. Still avoiding incident miraculously here at Atlanta as Chase Elliott now in the lead comfortably over Christopher Bell. Denny Hamlin is third, Blaney is fourth, Byron is fifth. As we look throughout the field at all these close battles that are 3 wide, most of the time though 2 wide here for position. Playoff drivers trying to get as many points as possible, and if they can, get the win to advance to the next round of the playoffs. Now here comes the 11 of Denny Hamlin, putting pressure on the 9 of Chase Elliott, trying to go for the race lead. Denny on the inside doesn't quite have the momentum. Chase Elliott on the outside lane will prevail, it looks like, here around turn 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway here. For the lead, Chase Elliott will clear the 11 just barely right there. And here comes Ryan Blaney. They're going to go 3 wide for the lead into 3 and 4. Some intense racing for the lead. Blaney, Hamlin, Elliott, the 20 and the 24 lurking right there. Hamlin comes down into Elliott. Contact. Blaney, there they go. They're crashing into the wall. The 11, Elliott's in the wall. Blaney, the 11 is crashing into bubble walls. And the big one strikes behind them. Cars piling it everywhere. And the big one has struck on lap 5 at Atlanta. Upside down is Landon Castle. Ty Dillon, a whole host of cars piles in. Truex is involved. Wallace, Logano, Bowman, Justin Haley, Stenhouse, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon. Tons of playoff drivers involved in this huge crash. That's not what the 48 or the 47 needed for their playoff hopes. Truex gets cleaned out. Bubba Wallace had nowhere to go. All started by Denny Hamlin clipping the 12 of Ryan Blaney, trying to get the race lead, and that set it all off right there. Blaney came up and right into Hamlin, into the wall. The 11 gets turned a little bit there by the 20, and nowhere for Bubba Wallace. Right now McDowell gets damaged, and from there it's on, and cars are just slamming into each other here. Arca breaking it in the back, setting Landon Castle up and over. Ty Dillon on top of him. Tyler Reddick gets put upside down by Harrison Burton right there. And now we look at Tyler Reddick's view of how he got piled up. And see, they're already wrecking in front of him. He's racing here with the 48 of Bowman. Almirola, Truex, and he just gets hit by the guy. He looks good, and then bang, he gets hit by the 43. And then the 48 and the 21 slide into him, and he slowly gets lifted over by the weight shift from the apron to the banked racetrack. So really unfortunate this whole thing just got triggered. The huge one here at Atlanta, we knew it was probably going to happen, but took 5 laps to set it off, and a bunch of playoff drivers involved. The 9 significantly damaged right there, of course, and then the 23 head-on hit right there in the 11. That could be a fatal blow to the 23's hopes this race. You know, the 8 getting upside down. The 47 got hit hard. The 48 got drilled. A lot of contenders got taken out in this wreck. So we already have a diminished field of playoff contenders left in this race after this opening crash on lap 5. And there's Reddick upside down. And look at everyone else here racing back to the line. Byron's 3 wide on the top with Keselowski over there. Oh, Byron stuffing in the fence. He's doing Hail Melon and almost made a pass right there. As 3 wide for the lead at the line. Christopher Bell will lead here Atlanta's going to get back on the restart on lap 10. Christopher Buescher will now lead the field back to green with Larson in second. Kyle Busch third, Bell fourth, Almirola fifth. But now the 41 of Cole Custer, a damaged slow lap car on the bottom, is going to be holding up these guys tremendously. Here down the back straight. Oh, contact, and around goes the 41s, and then there goes Custer. And oh, the 48's engines gets completely destroyed by Keselowski and Almirola, and the 48 of Bowman is going to be out of the race. That is huge playoff implications. He might have to be in a must-win heading to Bristol as Keselowski went right up into the 48, and there went the engine right on that hit. The 10 of Almirola, the other playoff driver involved, the 48 completely destroyed. Just a bad luck, really. Just all of it out of nowhere. Keselowski just pulled him from bang, and right there goes the engine on the 48. And Bowman, see him now on the inside lane, flipping it back, just completely destroyed. Now look at Eric Almirola, the other playoff driver involved, doesn't take significant amount of damage. Looks like he only got clipped there at the end by Keselowski after being blocked in by Cole Custer, getting spun right in front of him. Then Keselowski clips him, spins the 10 sideways, but the 10 should be fine. He will continue on in this race, which could be crucial if he advances to the next round or not. And now we look at the 48 of Bowman as he, unfortunately, with the engine blown, will be done for the day, and his playoff hopes are very much in jeopardy after some very disappointing runs in this opening round of racing. So far as Larson leads. Now back underway on lap 15 is William Byron leading the field back to green in the 24 as we keep an eye on Cole Custer, of course. Was slow, and that previous restart caused him to get turned and ended up taking out the 48 of Bowman. So we're going to check if anything happens this time to the driver of the number 41 HaasTooling.com Ford Mustang. As everyone continues to race hard for position out the field, there's the 16 of Gregson, nearly wrecked off Custer, just moved him out of the way. Elliott and Austin Dillon going by. Ryan Blaney being held up here. Him and Cindric are going to go 3 wide to try to get by. Oh, contact. And oh, there's the 3 of Austin Dillon. Elliott from and Harder. The 3 is upside down. Austin Dillon up and over here in a vicious crash at Atlanta. And he is tumbling, spinning like a top on the banking. As him and Chase done, and he got absolutely drilled by Ryan Blaney. That's 2 playoff drivers right there going to be out of the race. Austin Dillon and Ryan Blaney after this hellacious accident on lap 16. Chase Elliott gets locked on Austin Dillon's quarter panel and just absolutely sends him hard in the outside wall, and then bang, Blaney T-bones him, launches the 3 upside down. And the 31 gets some damage. The 51 of Ware gets clipped by Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon continues spinning like a top here throughout the banking. Avoids hitting Cole Custer and bounces right into the nose of Joey Logano. And your Darlington winner, the 22, will be completely destroyed out of this race. And Dillon goes up and even flips even crazier than before as he goes flying through the air. Just a wild turn of events here. And 3 of Austin Dillon's playoff hopes have gone from looking pretty good to now being in vast jeopardy after getting wrecked by Chase Elliott. And then flipping and tumbling like a top on the banking until he lands on the 22 and boom, kills Logano's engine and he goes slipping. And Austin Dillon is done. Joey Logano is done. Ryan Blaney is done for the day here in Atlanta after this vicious crash. As it is William Byron leading the field is now on lap 23. It is Harvick and Byron side by side for the lead. At the front of this field, looks like Harvick currently has the advantage up there. No, Byron now clear of Kevin Harvick with a big shove from Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson as they battle for the lead, trying to race the end of stage 1 on lap 40. As the stages are 40, 40, and 50. 40, 40, and 50. So this time, Daniel Suarez will lead this lap here at Atlanta over the 200 cars of Kyle Larson and William Byron. There's Christopher Bell driving by Kevin Harvick. Kurt Busch making some passes as well as Christopher Buescher. As Larson and Suarez battle for the lead now. They continue to trade the lead now. Kyle Larson will take the lead now from Daniel Suarez as William Byron tries to move into second. As Kyle Larson leads the field here on lap 25. Now we move on to the last lap of stage 1, lap 40. Larson and Byron still side by side battling for the lead and the stage 1 win as we get the yellow command ready. Ross Chastain is running in third, trying to spoil the playoff driver party here at the front with Kyle Busch back in fourth, and then Christopher Buescher is fifth and Suarez is sixth in this lead pack. So here comes Byron and Chastain. They're going to be 3 wide here with Kyle Larson in the 3 and 4 for the stage win. 3 wide. Larson gets the momentum on the high line. Here comes Ross Chastain. They race back to the line, and Kyle Larson will hold on to win stage 1. Chastain, Byron. And then Kyle Busch, Buscher, Suarez, Cindric, Almirola, Gilliland, Harrison, Burton the top 10 here in stage 1 at Atlanta as Kyle Larson wins stage 1. Now, here the restart to begin stage 2 on lap 45. It is the one of Ross Chastain leading the way, followed by Byron, Buscher, Almirola, and Kyle Busch. As we have Cole Custer, who's nearly getting turned by Tyler Reddick right there. Now the 5 and the 43 here making some contact back there. And oh, there goes the 43. Eric Jones hard in the inside wall. The 43 goes around and in the inside wall, but he keeps it going in the right direction. So we stay green, but still that'll damage to 43, and he'll pretty much be out of it for the rest of the day as Ross Chastain leads this race. As he continued to go 3 wide throughout the pack, as you saw the 43 right there got hooked by the 5 of Larson, went around. Now Ross Chastain now trying to hold on to this lead over Christopher Buscher, who is now in second place. He's had some good runs lately, but hasn't been able to finish them off. Then Kyle Busch third. William Byron has been fast all day, back and forth, and then 10 is in fifth. That is Eric Almirola. But at the moment, Ross Chastain continues to lead the field here at Atlanta on lap 47. Kyle Busch now looking to take second from the 17. Look back throughout the pack. There is the 51 of Cody Ware and 9 Chase Elliott. A little close quarters like Kyle Larson and Eric Jones were just 2 laps ago, and they crash. And oh, there goes the 51 of Cody Ware hard in the inside wall, and the 51 crashes. He is destroyed, and Cody Ware will be out of the race after being junked by Chase Elliott, and that will bring out the caution, as it is Ross Chastain leading the field back to the caution flag after Cody Ware just got absolutely junked by the 5 of Kyle Larson. I'm sorry, by the 9 of Chase Elliott, and that was after the 43 of Eric Jones had been junked by the 5 of Kyle Larson. So Ross Chastain will lead the field back to the caution flag after Cody Ware gets knocked out of the race off of the bumper of the 9. As now we move on to lap 61, there's been an incident here. The 43 of Eric Jones has crashed in the wall with Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, and Ross Chastain. Some kind of incident has happened here right off the bat on this restart. I assume we went just a little too far ahead there in the restart and just missed the start of that wreck, but we caught the end of it. And so that puts us under caution here as Harvick leads the field back to the caution flag at Atlanta. As now we move on to lap 79 on the lap 80, the last lap of stage 2 here at Atlanta. William Byron is leading the field as we get the yellow command ready. He has taken control of this race ever since that incident there, as Christopher Bell and Kevin Harvick race for second, whereas Tyler Reddick there is a couple laps down. Austin Cindric is back in fourth. Only 8 cars on the lead lap right now here in Atlanta because the field size is severely dwindled down after all these incidents. As we toss the yellow command, and William Byron wins stage 2 at Atlanta. Harvick is Bell is second, Harvick is third, Cindric comes home fourth, Harrison Burton fifth, Almirola is sixth, Chastain will come across the line in seventh, Kyle Busch 8th, Kurt Busch 9th, Brad Keselowski 10th as William Byron wins stage 2 in Atlanta. Now we transfer on to 2 to go here at Atlanta. William Byron has dominated this race ever since winning stage 2, rarely ever relinquishing the lead, and has pulled away to a nearly 5-second lead over the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Christopher Bell is third, Chastain is fourth, Cindric is fifth, Kyle Busch sixth, Harrison Burton seventh, and Eric Almirola is the last car in the lead lap in 8th. As William Byron now coming to take the white flag this time by. He missed the playoffs because he could not quite get a win when he needed to and had some unfortunate wrecks when he could have pointed into the playoffs. Was beat by his teammate, the 48 of Bowman, who has wrecked in both these first 2 playoff races. As white flag final lap by Credit One Bank for William Byron, looking to redeem himself for missing the playoffs and get a win and be our 17th different winner here this season and be the second straight non-playoff driver to win a race, following the trend that happened in real life in 2022 that lasted for 4 races until Chase Elliott won at Talladega. And here comes William Byron through turn 4 for the final time. William Byron will win at Atlanta, and he's our second straight non-playoff driver to win. Second place will be the 4 of Kevin Harvick, having a very respectable points day. Third place will be the 20 of Christopher Bell, also having a good day. Ross Chastain will bring his number 1 Chevrolet home in 4th. Austin Cindric 5th. You'll have Harrison Burton in 6th. Kyle Busch 7th. The 10 of Eric Almirola will finish 8th. Kurt Busch will finish 9th. And Ty Dillon rounds out your top 10 as William Byron gets the big win here in Atlanta to redeem himself from missing the playoffs. And in our first 2 playoff races in this opening round of 16, we have had 2 straight non-playoff drivers winning. So no one is yet safe into the next round of the playoffs, as we will view the standings shortly. As you see the race results on the left side of your screen, with only 16, 17 cars finishing. Elliott and Larson, Suarez got knocked, and Justin Haley got knocked out of the race in an incident I couldn't quite catch, so my mistake on that one. Now look at the standings, where Kevin Harvick is plus 42, looking very safe, as well as Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Truex, Elliott, Larson, and Cindric, who are all 20 or more points above the cut line heading to the cutoff race at Bristol, so they look pretty good. Christopher Bell at plus 19, also pretty solid, just no mistakes for him. Austin Dillon plus 11 points, needs to avoid getting involved in an accident. Justin Haley plus 10. Almirola 7 points above Stenhouse and Blaney, who are the first 2 drivers out. Then McDowell is minus 14 and Bowman minus 22. Those 4 drivers are really going to need to make a comeback at Bristol if they want to advance. So until the next episode, we'll have racing from Bristol. I hope you all have a good one.